Politricks watch. This is Sir P. Now, get a link from a long-time PA supporter. Of course, sound passionate with the article. May I say, hey man, so and so, must be serious. Turns out, a biker theme thing. And the article where him send me is from, like I show the Jamaica Bar Association, which from this point on will be known as the Jamaica Rum Bar Association. It is saying ban pillion riders. A lot of you, right, at face value, probably are not the head right now. Yes, ban pillion off a bike. Right. Ban this, ban that. But I say the Jamaica Bar Association, right, are supporting. Right. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to show you how the chickens have come on to roost for your favorite lawyer them. Lawyers who love tell about extreme measures and you can't do this, and lawyers who spend them whole life resisting any kind of tough legislation on crime and 87s are now pushing, right? You know, lawyers love to talk about draconian measures. Now they're pushing a draconian measure. This is draconian. The Jamaican Rum Bar Association has demonstrated what we've already known. A bunch of hypocrites walking around in silly looking robes. Full disclaimer, I'll be the first to tell you a bike not done make. I love see bike, the cool looking one them. I like ear bike, the cool looking one them. I like see the girl them on the bike back and all that. I like you the 9 when with the whee sound. I like them one there. But bike not done make. I think they're cool though. But with that said, if somebody come out and say they might go ban submarines, right? Even if me not on a submarine, me can still look on it and see, right, if this makes sense. That's the thing we know found out. If it not affect me, it no matter. Enough people that support this now, and if you support this, right, you might come buy it because the same knife will stick the goat. Stick the unicorn. And if you apply logic to it, you will see it don't make sense. I'll be the first to tell yourself, if I bike man up on the road just straight out annoying, reckless and dumb, right? Enough of them, right? The way some of them go on. But guess what? That also applies to enough people in a car. Whatever you can say about the Jamaican biker, you can say about the Jamaican car driver. Comes on to Jamaicans and vehicles and moving around and how we operate, annoying, reckless and dumb as hell in general. Some people take them time go to mad, some people careful, some people just mad. But to ban pillion, so Jamaican man can't roll out to them girl and bike back again. 2 man from the same community or the same place man can jump on the bridging bike and ride garage again. Make a look into this. This is something I've looked at in the past because I've heard the argument before. I've looked at it, I've considered it. Right. I've considered it. Let me see. How that did work? Because I think at least a couple years ago I remember some discussion book like this come. Look into it. Maybe look at other countries where do it and see what them say and all them things. Even at the Rum Bar Association article they mentioned Colombia. I'm going to talk about Colombia and I'll show you the numbers and show you what happened after Colombia banned pillion. Let's be honest here, sir. This is a knee-jerk reaction. It's easy to be woke when it's affected. The Jamaica Rum Bar Association a push for this because Sandra Risden, who is one of their own, got killed. Suddenly, they support draconian measures. All the Rum Bar Association have demonstrated that they're a bunch of hypocrites and tell them say the local YouTuber say so. Lawyers will spend day and night helping to release the most brutish of 87s back on the streets, and they will look at dead in the eye and tell us, hey, I'm just doing my job. I say go. I was alright, you're doing your job. I say go. We know how the law works. Right? Whether you're a cipher or not, you're entitled to representation and defending and all that. We understand how the law works. But even when the lawyer knows sci-fi that, he will still tell you, man, I don't know what you're talking about. Remember Bert Samuels, he go on with Tesha? This is how lawyers are. They will look at dead if you pay them enough money, they will look at dead near your eye and tell you, say Hitler was a humanitarian. The same lawyers who helped to get these habitual criminals back on the streets, when one of those habitual criminals kill one of their own, are now supporting draconian measures against people, right? Or that will affect many people who now have nothing to do with crime. These are sophisticated hypocrites. And if you support this just through, right pan bike gun away. Remember say, the same knife will stick the goat, stick the unicorn. So I can read the article now. The article from the article about the Rum Bar Association. It says the Jamaica Rum Bar Association calls for legislation to prohibit pillion riders and calls for legislation. These people are against legislation to fight crime. Where them say, don't bother with no increase sentences, don't bother with no tough laws. The government need to work on social intervention. Why would not say the government need to push social intervention for bike man? Why would not say government need to push social intervention programs for bike man and reform them and make them do this one? Why would not say that? Because one of them own dead, and for them own blood is worth more than other people own. Just like with Big C, enough people who tell you say them support freedom of this and freedom of that. When they thought they were about to die from Big C in the early stages, they said wall people and pushed jab in their neck whether they want it or not. The article states, the Jamaica Rum Bar Association is calling on the government to consider enacting legislation that would prohibit pillion riders on the motorcycle. The pillion that is mother right on the back. This recommendation, issued in a media release on Sunday, noted the increase in robberies and homicides committed by assailants on motorcycles. The association specifically cites the tragic case of Sandra Risden, who was killed. I'm not going further. You see what's happening here? One of their own dead, and now they want a draconian measure to be implemented. Just like what I'm telling you, it's because crime don't affect certain people and certain careers like that. Them wasn't getting feeling head boss out on the daily. Went in some business about pillion and bike. Your favorite big shot lawyers and the Iron Man now get murdered and killed like that. If them get gunned down daily, if 87 that lose case and say lawyer boy, I give you $1 million, I'm lose my case, I'm gonna murder you. If that lag one, you just see some of the laws, some of them I push the government to bring in. Them that ask for mandatory minimum of 150 years, and the man didn't live to see that anyway. But tell you I already said, this is something I'm looking into. Right? The argument come before, and I considered it. I wonder if we can bring some of that. Look at see. In the same article, they mention Colombia. Right? Citing the success of Colombia. Let's look at Colombia. Right? So, the Jamaica Rum Bar Association cite Colombia as an example of the success of banning the pillion. Now, Colombia, right? Great case study. Look on your screen. This is Colombian murders from 2010 to 2022. You see the numbers? Well, Colombia have bringing the pillion ban, then stop it, then bring it in, right? The most recent case, the last big one them do was 2018. 2018. Look on your screen. What happened after 2018? Look, by the time we reach 2021, 2022, murders went back up. But how about we look at some people who actually study, right, Colombia much deeper than I ever could. Them say trust the research. And let them tell you, trust the studies, look at the evidence. Let's look at it from the people who actually study this. This article right here, so motorcycle restrictions and crime in Colombia. Right, you can go do your own research and read it if you're interested. It's a long paper, but I'm going to go to the conclusion to save time, because that's what we're interested in, the conclusion. I've highlighted in red key parts them, or I say you can go read the whole thing if you want. Conclusion on them study. As you can see, it says, faced with growing prominence of motorcycles in criminal activities, a number of Latin American countries have implemented restrictions on motorcycles. We evaluate the effectiveness, right, because that's what we care about. How effective would this be? Right, you see the ban on male passengers, because that's what Colombia do first. First them ban man, and go to the gang them do. Start recruit woman, right, then them ban, right, woman as pillion, and then get to the gang them do. Find something else, kill people. That's how gangs work. As long as the gangs them exist, they might go find a way to kill. That's why you take the gangs off the streets. Right. Anyway, look on the part in red. It says we examine 6 such policies in which the administrative data is sufficiently detailed to allow us to geolocate each crime. This is a very, very, very precise study. Way more than me just looking upon total murder numbers. It's a difference in differences models which exploit spatial and temporal variation in the restrictions provide us with causal estimates. You always hear me talk about causal effect. I'm telling you, if poverty had a causal effect and high murder rate, then the communities them in a West Kingston, Spanish Town wouldn't be top of the murder chart. Montego Bay, Spanish Town, St. James wouldn't be top of the murder chart, and Portland wouldn't be at the bottom. You can look for a causal effect. Anyway, in general, motorcycle restrictions do not substantially reduce crime in Colombia. Even without this study, you could have seen that with my show. After the motorcycle ban, murders went up. Afterwards, same way. Because in El Salvador, them take with the 87 them and the crime drop. Countries like Jamaica and Colombia want, if we get rid of the pillion, but keep the 87 them on the street, then they go cut crime. People are silly. It goes on to state, of the 6 restrictions that we examine, only 3 have negative and significant effects. Even in these cases, the estimated effects do not persist over time, or they are not robust to different specification. It does not persist over time. You come out here and say, ban pillion, sure, the first 2 months, you might see a drop. But gangs will readjust, because if the gang exists and the gang is in the street, the gang is not going to stop ganging. Listen to that key part here. Right. Even if we had found motorcycle restrictions to be effective, it would still be necessary to examine closely the cost of such policies. The potential costs associated with motorcycle restrictions include obliging citizens to seek alternate forms of transportation. When you ban the pillion off at the back, everybody who go work and move around and buy it back, what am I going to do now? Them are going to need to go in on something else. This might lead to more lengthy commute times. Traffic already bad, so now less pillion per bike back equal more car upon the road. As well as imposing on the police unnecessary responsibilities for monitoring compliance, because a law is no good if you can't enforce it. That means the Jamaica Constabulary Force are going to start spend more time just focusing on pulling over a man who have pillion and lock them up. So now you have jail house full of man who are trying to work. Because you have to go those people are going to break this law. Let me repeat, people are going to break this law. There's a 2-year span. Close to 12,000 people were arrested for violating the ban. Do you think that's 12,000 87s? Or 12,000 man who are carry them bridging, or them co-worker, or them woman pan them bike back and see them not top? So these people love tell you about jail house full already. I'm going to highlight the hypocrisy of them people. You know. Them love tell us that jail house full already. Don't increase sentence from 87 because jail house full already. Now they're pushing for a law that I go full up jail of people who ride on bike back. Jail already crammed. And now it a go over full with bike people. People are going to break this law. Right. Same when in Colombia, 12,000 people say me no business, you have to lock me up. What happens when 12,000 Jamaicans, or even 6,000 Jamaicans, or 3,000 Jamaicans say me nah stop ride pan bike back? Right. Which station are going to hold so much people? This is why them say even if it was effective, you have to think about the cost of implementing such policies. You are going to train more police with just pull over a bike man. All of this is to divert from doing what them to do, which is to actually destroy and take these gangs off the streets. Lawyers don't want their clients arrested and sent to prison forever. They want them keep go jail and bail and bail and bail. So they need for them food. Instead, they'd rather fatter. We ride on bike. We are riding bridging. Blacker on the back. Right? Them, yeah man. Police lock up them non-stop. Cause them charge are small charge. Lion ain't no food off of them charge. Who them eat food off of? Big murder charge, 87. So them people, yeah man. Nobody have no lock up and nobody don't give no bail and anything. No, we need constant bail and constant. We need 20 court appointments in a 1 year. Right, so we can get 20 payments. So that me there, man. You think man I gonna start right from bike back? 12,000 Colombians said me no business, me I go to jail. You think Jamaicans are less stubborn than Colombians? A man who commits no crime on him bike and him bridging, nah go stop right on bike. If you allow these lawmakers and these lawyers room for do what they want to do, right, they will turn a nation into a circus. Colombia did not prove say it works. See? Actual people who do actual research show you say it did not work. Murders, you might have a slight decline, but then it go back up. See, they say it did not persist over time. Because to stop crime, right, you don't ban car, you don't ban bike. Gangs are not stupid. They're not going to, oh Lord have mercy, we can't ride on bike back again, go shot man, so let's just retire from badness. Rubbish. So this showed me that the Jamaica Rum Bar Association is made up of people who are either so lazy that they can't take 2 minutes to research a fact from the same country with them I try to use as a poster child, or they're falling victim to something them tell you don't fall victim to, which is emotional knee-jerk reactions. These hypocrites love to talk about extreme measures. How is banning all pillion off a bike back not an extreme measure? This is what happens when a society is led by simpletons and entertainers, and not the thinkers. That's draconian. That's draconian. You say, a man, I go kill somebody, right, and then plead guilty under 12 years, right? That can't right. We have to increase the sentences. Listen, increasing sentences don't do this. Extreme measures don't do this. Wanna feed them one dead? Yo, ban all bike back, yeah man. No more bike back. Them love tell you, look at the evidence. Which evidence are they operating on? Jamaica Rum Bar Association. Increases in motorcycle. That's not data. What data are you acting on? Show me the data that 70% of murders in Jamaica are committed by pillions from bike back. Rum Bar Association. Show me this data. The reason why I say, right, the same knife is stick the sheep, stick the unicorn. To support this, cause you don't deal with bike, might come back come haunt you. Car using a drive-by every day, you never heard anybody say ban passengers. Cars are used in drive-bys every day and you've never heard anybody say ban passengers in a car. And you would never support that because you drive a car or one day want to drive a car. To support this measure is downright hypocritical. If the JCF showed you data tomorrow which shows that 95% of all murders in Harriman are committed in a drive-by, one passenger sit down at the car and shoot up one corner, you still wouldn't support a ban on passengers in car because that is going to affect you. This is knee-jerk, hyper-emotional, simpleton nonsense. Even if you hear say 5 billion shots made tomorrow, right, it still wouldn't make this any more of a reasonable argument. Because man I use car kill people from Wappy kill Philo. Who knows if Wappy use one car and go kill Philo? Who knows if it was a drive-by? Who knows? If somebody said ban passengers in a car because too much drive-by are going, you would argue that is extreme. You would say I use my car to go to work and I shouldn't be affected because of this and I shouldn't have to get rid of my passenger and me want drive go a country with my woman and I go to me and my brethren want go down the road so you can't take because man I use car. That's what you would say. Well, the bike man can argue the same thing. You know me, my brethren love the bike thing. So him chip up, I say him go back on it. So him chip up, I say him go back on it. Like you me tell the man, say yo, a biker, you're not out to the biker, kill it happen. But guess what? A theme passion that and a theme thing that. Just like how you have your passion and your thing. In the Klansman tapes, all you heard people talk about was getting a car to go kill. None of them never say, see it? Klansman them a use car and them a go around and shoot man. Yo, go in for ban passengers jam and let's make one man drive no one car that way police can. As I say, even if the data come out and show that 99% of murders are drive-bys, you would not support such a ban. This is the definition of draconian. And the fact that it's being pushed by lawyers who love to argue against draconian. The same lawyer them will eat food off of the same type of people that kill Sandra Risden. The same lawyers who move heaven and earth to get 87s back on the street even though them know say a sci-fi that. Stop make lie tell us them don't know about them clients and them don't know about them clients. No say a sci-fi that. Them know say they share that. Them know say they done that. Them know say them man they a murderer. It doesn't matter as long as the money come across, him no do nothing. Them get the man them back on the road. They argued against the bail act, said the bail act too strict and because them want to get bail for man go back on the road. And man who get bail and go back on the road go kill Sandra Risden. People who frequent jailhouse go kill Sandra Risden. And kill many other Jamaicans. And now the lawyer who helped get them back on the road, the lawyer who benefits from a high murder rate, I go now tell you say, the people who we must ban, the thing that we must target is the bike man and him passenger. Because one of them own dead. And it's easy to be woke when you're not affected. I'm telling you this long time. Remember the thing we used to put up? Iron man, no problem man, except for big shot lawyers, politicians. But telling you say, if them did a dead, if MPs did a dead, all of these people, PNP and JLP you see I talk about, these measures are too strict and I don't support mandatory sentences and I don't think, and that's too harsh. They must say that because they're not affected. The moment them feel it close to them, you see how extreme them go? Ban billions. So if she was killed by somebody in one car, would you ban passengers in a car? If she was killed by somebody in one truck, would you ban truck? Where is the data? If they had presented data and said, see, 80% of murders in Jamaica are pillions, are committed by pillions from bike back, then we could have a serious argument. Then we could say, well, Mr. Bike Man, you know you like your bike, but if so much, almost the whole of Jamaica did are from bike, so sorry. But that's not the case, and they can't present such data. Because my ears in the street enough. If you know say, drive by and walk by, kill a whole lot of people too. Iron man pull up and all, bicycle and shot man and gone with them business. Them ball for shorter sentences. When 87 get shorter sentences, go back a road, go kill people them don't know. Them say, me no see nothing. 87 go back a road, go kill Sanjaris then. Now they support draconian measures. This is just another way for Iron Man, Big Shot to not do them job. Let's be serious right now, sir. If current and past governments did do them job, less of these murders will be taking place anyway. These are habitual killers, habitual gunmen, habitual robbers. Over and over and over and over. Them are do them things then. If they were already off the streets, you wouldn't be here now saying something as ridiculous as putting a widespread ban. Right, when people right man buy it back. Let me go one step further. Not just if your favorite politician them could do them job, but maybe if some of the police officers in the Jamaica Constabulary Force didn't spend so much time pulling over every Benz, Beamer, Porsche, any clean car with them see, I try eat a food off a man, right? What them think of money can give them, right? Because you know them look on a certain car and them say, well, them man they, right? Just pull over them car, pull over the car, man. And if police actually spent time checking out some of these bikes while ride past them, and not focus so much on eating our food after every beam over there see, then we could have get some more of these 87s. The 87s who killed Sanjaris then was riding with the gun on the bike. Some police officers in the JCF will say, 2 man on a bike, waist bulge out, yeah them red like him a demon in our anime, and look past him and see what nice car and say, oh you come on, pull over. Why didn't they try to get sitting from the car man, the bike man, fly past and kill somebody? I fully support if them are going to say, listen, we're going to start pull over bike man and make sure say, we're going to start search bike man. I have no problem with that because if you're a law-abiding citizen and you go about your business and a policeman is going to tell you, say, well your bike, this and that, and then pull you over and them check you, you're not supposed to have no problem with that. Show them say your thing up and go on with your business. You might be a little inconvenient, but I saw it go. I would support that. Them officers start pay attention to bikes more than them I do now. But they're not paying attention to bikes because them too busy to pull over a car with them things say. Right, they might get something from the driver. People not doing their jobs and trying to resort to a lazy measure to combat a problem. As I say, on the real things like gangs, right? Don't improvise. You know. Gunman now go say, Lord, can't ride my bike back no more, go shoot people. I'm going to retire and go in a church here, man, go to one deacon. As long as they're on the streets, they're going to find a way. Whether it's a car, whether it's a bike, whether it's a bicycle, a tricycle. If they have to build a helicopter, so be it. Such decision making has to be driven by data. If anything like this is going to happen. And you don't have any data, just your feelings. You never blame the car for your drive-by. If 100 drive-bys happen tomorrow, you're still not supporting the ban on a car. You're still not supporting the ban for passengers in a car. I will never stop saying it. This is what happens when you have a society led by simpletons and entertainers. Show me in any country that you respect as a country that have a model system, right, that you cannot say, well, then get them things started out. Whether that's a country like Singapore or any of them countries where you see it is led by simpletons and entertainers. It's the thinkers who build great nations. It's just ridiculous all around. Let me say, these people can't even run on a treadmill, much just to run a nation. It's the same way how 87s use illegal guns and kill people and they respond by saying, yo, we need to get rid of legal guns. In response to 87s using illegal guns and killing people, let's make it harder for people to get legal guns because they just look on the gun, not the context of the illegal. You see what happened with Silvera? One of the reasons why Silvera might get sent to prison is because of the ballistics. There is no database for illegal firearms. It is them can shot you, and all the police get the ballistics, right? They must go find back the gun used again, and then link back the gun to. So now that's how you have one gun tied to 50 murders, but them can't get 50 convictions. Think about it, man. One illegal firearm commit 50 murders, but they can't get 50 convictions because the illegal gun pass from hand to hand to hand to hand. With a legal gun, ballistics, you have to give a count for your gun. And that problem now. Tell me already I'm not here to make friends. But if I just call that speed, ask people things about who a clash, who and TJ versus Valiant. You have to ask them things like that. That's what Jamaicans are, legends at entertainment. When it comes down to them kind of serious matters, yeah, right, it demonstrates that even the lawyers who are supposed to be so educated and analytical are prone to knee-jerk emotional nonsense. This reaffirms that, as I've said many times, I'm not trying to offend the lawyer community. You don't know, we have a lawyer and a PIA too. Right, we have bridging no lawyer. So I mean, obviously, I'm not speaking on all. Mr. Simpleton, we run a back. Simon is not, it's not all. Obviously, it's not all. But let's be honest. We know it's a myth that lawyers equal bright. The lawyers are not brighter than anybody else. Right? Yes, you have to study and put in all your work. But in terms of high level of IQ to be a lawyer, that's a myth. Right? Your average lawyer is average. Right? Amount of man me know pass the bar. And if you wonder if I sell them, I sell space because we don't know how they man they pass the bar. Simple. Law is not astrophysics. Law is not astrophysics. And when the Jamaica Rum Bar Association, that is supposed to be home of the best and the brightest, the leaders of the this and leaders of the that, come out and say such things, this demonstrates that even the lawyers in Jamaica, the main body that represents lawyers in Jamaica, is prone to knee-jerk, simpleton nonsense. They used Colombia as proof, and I just showed you in 1 second of research that is ridiculous because Colombia murder actually gone back up since the Pillion ban. But you're probably in your feelings and you're probably thinking with your emotions right through, and because you don't ride a bike, you don't care. Because you're not a pillion on a bike, you don't care. Right? It's a minority of Jamaicans do ride bikes. So as long as that minority gets screwed over, who cares? This mindset applies to many other things. Same thing with murder. Who are the majority of people who die from murders in Ireland? It's not big wigs. It's not big shot lawyers. So who cares? But the chickens have come home to roost for the law community. The people who push back against draconian measures is now asking for the most draconian of all measures. The people who helped set 87s back on the streets and say, well, I just might work that. Well, the 87 who kill Sanjaris then, I feel him work that. Anyway, Patreon squad, you up on yourself. Yeah, you don't know, no life. Ultra squad, stay circling. Bless.